Welcome back to the Alec Lewis Show. I am your host, Alec Lewis. This is episode 118, recording from a greenhouse at the Hanbury Manor where the Vikings are holding practice ahead of this game this weekend against the Browns in London. Guest for you today is none other than Paul Allen, a frequenter on the Alec Lewis Show. I co-host the Friday Football Feast with him on KFAN, and he's here. I'm here. We thought, why not chop it up about this game? He knows Kevin Stefanski well. He's been a part of this overseas trip, so we joked around, had fun, got into some of the nitty-gritty of this game. Think you guys will enjoy it. As always, this show was presented by First Resource Bank. If you don't know about it, they are a member FDIC bank in the Minneapolis area. Branches all over the place, run by great people, Tim Siegley, Aaron Siegley, Charlie Anderson. The link to their locations and how to set up an account with First Resource is in the description below. If you're new here watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us out. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you can rate and review and follow and all of that good stuff. Been a wild ride, obviously, being here for now a week's time. Looking forward to Sunday's game and seeing how this thing goes. Should be an interesting one. Show's also sponsored by Unreal. I've worn out their clothes being over here. Just phenomenal attire. Carson Wentz was wearing some in the press conference yesterday. You see it all over the place. All the Vikings players wear it, so highly recommend that brand. Based in Minnesota. Support local company that really knows what they're doing. A lot of high quality stuff that, again, has kind of it's been my travel attire that I've used on this trip. With that, let's get right into our conversation with the Vox of the Vikings, the host of 9 to Noon on KFAN. His name is Paul Allen. All right, London edition of the Alec Lewis Show with Paul Allen. How are you? How's your stay?
What's going on, brother? It's been long, about a week now. Dublin and London. Likewise for you, but it's starting to go fast now that we're approaching the game.
You guys are really, I didn't realize it's pretty far out. I mean, the hotel's a little, secluded on the English countryside.
Yeah, well, because they have to find requisite places where they can practice. The team stayed here also in 2022. It's beautiful. It's vast. Yeah. It's being here, leaving last Thursday, then getting to Dublin, and then you got the game, and you were in Dublin. I mean, it was a rat race. It was just busy and wild, and now the tranquility and serenity of this is just a stark change. Where this is kind of a human nature game. You know what I mean? Where you got, and it's weird talking about it because you don't, want people to think that, all right, well, all the minds are going to drift. But, it's the team will have been here a week and a half. They got the bye coming up. People have plans during the off week, and human nature gets to win too sometimes. So you just, especially off a loss, you just got to make sure you avoid that.
And I mean, a lot of some of their families are here. They've got hotels downtown, but I mean, Carson Wentz was saying he misses his family. He's not getting to. So there is a lot of. You're right. It is kind of weird to talk about because in Europe you get to go, but there's a lot of dynamics to it that make it interesting for sure. Are we in a greenhouse? I don't even know.
This was
your spot.
Well, this is an annex to the greenhouse. So they store cups and tables and everything back here. Over that way is where I would do the 9 to Noon KFAN show.
You will do?
Yeah, I will do coming up later today. Chris Hockey with the Power Trips on right now with Ben Lieber. So I just figured I found us a nice little comfy spot. You and I both have a tendency to be loud. You're loud when you laugh. I'm loud when I talk. So I figured if we were over here, I think it's okay, don't you?
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll do football in a second. But have you had any of the food in there? They've got these smoked salmon sandwiches, cucumber. What are you eating? Scones, fruit skewers.
Well, see, usually when I come on these trips, I lose weight because I'm a sweets guy. I like sweets, and I like sweets in the evening when I'm watching games and stuff.
You do like that, yeah.
A lot. Well, I'm that's going to be cool, but they have so many sweets around here, and bread pudding, and and these raisin things that are unbelievable.
The scones. That's the scone.
The raisin scone is the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. See, he's loud when he laughs.
That's great.
But no, the food's terrific. The accommodations are spectacular. It's a blessing, no doubt. But it's been a long time. We can go ahead and get these 2 practices done. I'll you know what I'm thinking of doing is
I'm curious.
Well, because we are so far away from like London proper, central London, Piccadilly Square, and all that.
That's where we're staying.
It is?
Oh yeah, I'm right in the heart of King's Cross.
Okay, well that's nice. Now to get, as you would know from the media shuttle or whatever, it's 90 minutes to 2 hours to get from where you are to where we are, which means, Pasadena City College math would mean around 4 hours back and forth.
Imagine doing it 4 times.
Oh, wow. Holy
16
cow.
hours in a bus here in London.
I know. Executing your toil in second to none fashion. So therefore, with the radio show, 9 to noon at KFAN, those hours are the best in radio. And I absolutely love them. Here it's 3 to 6, and I don't do all of the show, but still you're working until about 6. I'm not going to get in a shuttle or an Uber at 6 o'clock, go to London for 90 minutes, then 2 hours back. So I think Saturday morning, I'm thinking about getting an Uber at like 6:30 in the morning. Where there won't be that much traffic, coming into the area where you are, having coffee, breakfast, walking around a little bit. My favorite clothing, behind Hammermaid, one of my favorite.
I know you've talked about this before.
One of my favorite clothing stores in the world is in London. It's called Charles Tyrwhitt, and I just love their shirts, and they fit old people well. So I wouldn't mind stopping by there and taking a peek. But that probably will be Saturday. Then we got the game Sunday, and we get back I think shortly after midnight into Monday. Do some 9 to noon, head into the bye.
I mean, at some point when you're here and overseas for so long, you've worn all your Hammermaids.
Yeah.
So that would be.
Right.
I mean, that's why you got to go get it.
Right.
All right. The football, the practice field is crazy. There's it's an English countryside, pretty nice situation. Rolling hills. It feels like you're in the bluegrass.
Vast and ever expanding.
Right. Feels like the offensive line is probably where we should start. I walked out there yesterday and I didn't see Michael Juergens with the uniform on, and you're like, come on, man, at this point.
Well, how about that? I mean, I'm basically embedded with the team, so therefore you hear a lot and you know a lot up to the games, even if you don't share it because you're asked not to. And I missed that. I walked out there and I found you and you're next to Seifert, and I'm like, Juergens, your thoughts? What happened here? And so I didn't even know that was coming. Yeah,
well, during the game at Croke Park, the famous Croke Park in Dublin, Michael Juergens was in the medical tent at one point, and Joe Huber was out on the field. Then Juergens decided to go. They brought him back. On the injury report, it was a hamstring. But you've got your left guard. You're probably on left guard number 3 if Michael Juergens doesn't play. You'd be on center number 3 maybe as well.
3,
and then right tackle number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, against this defensive line.
Right tackle number 3. Darasaw played a play at right tackle last game.
He did. They unbalanced. It was nice to see a little unbalanced situation.
Right.
Against this defensive line, Myles Garrett, Malik Collins guy,
nice,
number 1 in pass rush win rate. Easy for me to say.
Is he really?
Pass rush win rate among interior defensive linemen. He's number 1.
Yeah.
Mason Graham, the first round pick. They've got Isaiah McGuire, went to Mizzou.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
You're leaving out an A topic. Shelby Harris.
Shelby Harris has been pretty good.
Backs up Malik Collins. And I can take Vikings fans back to, it was a game the Vikings were playing against the Denver Broncos at US Bank Stadium. And they got down 21-0 at halftime. And I had never heard of Shelby Harris. And he was young in his career. And I'm like, this Shelby Harris is unfreaking believable. He's so strong. And that's kind of a common thread with this Browns defense.
Yeah.
Garrett, big and strong. Harris, Collins, big and strong. The Missouri guys, big and strong. I wonder, I watched back I watched back all of Cleveland's offense in the game against Detroit to memorize numbers and stuff like that. I didn't really watch a lot of their defense. I'm just curious what kind of a season the Michigan rookie is having, Mason Graham. He has a half sack. He's averaging like maybe 2-3 tackles a game. He wasn't a huge sack guy at Michigan, but he was as impactful of an interior defensive lineman in college as you would see. I've just, brought him up in a couple of interviews around here, and I'm not getting anybody to elaborate on him or be like, oh, hey, oh, yeah. That's not happening. So I just wonder what kind of a player he is.
They do. The one interesting thing with their defensive line, and you're right, like they fly off the ball. It is, I mean, on third down, it is like they are race cars at the starting line. And I mean, it is full speed ahead, go. Kevin O'Connell mentioned this yesterday, but they do this thing where I don't think Mason Graham has been phenomenal as a one-on-one matchup guy, but they will stunt their interior guys and have Malik Collins ram one of them, and Graham will loop around, and that can be tough. And you know this, like this Vikings offensive line with stunts over time, like that has been an aspect of the offensive line that I think we've all had to watch. So it will be interesting. Right. The other, and I sent you the stat, and I was kind of laughing about it, but the Browns, 62.5% of runs against the Browns, running backs are contacted behind the line of scrimmage. So if running the football is hard and you want to stay out of third and long, it feels like you're in quick game mode and trying to just, dink and dunk to the receivers. I mean, it's hard to find. I'm trying to find a path for the offense in this game.
I'm not running. I mean, I will run because you have to run, and it's part of the game.
Yeah.
You know what? And with Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome, and their nickel, Grant Delpit, is a really, really good downhill safety. He can cover, but I mean, he's really good downhill blowing you up. I think you can pass on these guys. And when you got Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, all the Jalen Naylor continues to have a wonderful season.
It's actually great you mentioned that.
He should have had 2 touchdowns in the last game.
After training camp with what it was for him to look as it's been very impressive.
Unbelievable. And you know what a lot has to do with it is he built his confidence up early in the season because O'Connell's playing him, okay? Because like Alec just said, Jalen had an at best middling training camp. Then he got hurt in the New England Joints. But Addison's down, so you need bodies. And Thielen had just gotten here. So O'Connell really believes in Jalen and has ever since he got here. But I started to sense after the Bears game into Atlanta, Cincinnati, those two, that Jalen was kind of like, I know Jordan's on the horizon, and I'm not going to lose time. So I still want to play. So I'm going to do everything I can in the run blocking. Everything you ask of me, I'm going to give you 10 of 10. And he's come through. Thus, Thielen snaps were down at like 12 last game. So running on these guys is going to be difficult. Throwing to the running backs is something I think you can do. Xavier Scott is naturally gifted catching it. And
how about the touchdown catch in Dublin?
Yeah, why didn't they review that?
I don't know.
I mean, I thought all touchdowns.
Do they have review in Dublin?
All touchdowns. Yeah, maybe it went the way of the play clock in that end zone, but. Like, that was a super close touchdown, and it didn't even get reviewed. It was so weird. But, so I'm looking for the Vikings to throw. Now, okay, hide the women and children with the sacks and everything. I get it. But the team here gets it too. So if you can protect a certain way, you don't have to send Hawkinson and Oliver out in every route. Okay, so therefore you can use 7, maybe with a back to make it 8, if you have a belief that the 3 I have, let's say they are Jefferson, Addison, and Naylor. I believe one of those guys will beat one of your guys every single time, and we will find him. Maybe it's a game like that.
She's Jen, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Yeah, I mean, the other aspect, it just feels like, can they play as clean a game as possible? penalties. You could tell Kevin O'Connell in our conversation with him, and I probably in X's and O's too. Like the penalties, he just can't stand that.
It's working on his last nerve.
Yeah.
It's working on his last nerve because it's not who they've been. I mean, they're always top 7, top 5 in fewest penalties. Now they're like second most, 9-7 a game, something like that. And in league circles, to get into the weeds a little bit, and I have no confirmation on this, it's just kind of, riding a vibe, having done it as long as I have, is like when it comes to coach cred, like your friends around the league.
That's interesting.
It's like, I'm saying, texting or talking like, dog, what are we doing here with all these penalties? It's they're jumping offside on offense. You're getting 15-yard penalties senselessly in key points of the game. It looks a little unorganized. And as well as anybody, man, that the O'Connell, Kwesi Adolfo, Mensa regime, it may never win a Super Bowl. It may win 4. But one thing is it's organized. They are organized and squared away here. And when you are a team that amasses a voluminous amount of penalties, it just looks like you're willy-nilly. You're not organized.
Right. The intentionality behind it isn't showing up.
And that's not them.
Yeah, it is a clean, organized feel that isn't there. Real quick, Kevin Stefanski, we could joke about Joe Flacco not playing in this game. I feel bad. They're not going to get.
You might have to let that go, okay, from the Indianapolis game last year. You might have to.
For those who don't know, Anthony Richardson got benched. Joe Flacco played.
And I'm like, be careful.
And I was like, it's Joe Flacco.
Yeah, you're right.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Look, Stefanski knows what he's doing, but to throw this kid in this spot against this defense, it's a tough sledding.
Yeah, and you're an elite college football mind.
I've watched Gabriel.
Right. Well, I know, being from Alabama with the Crimson Tide and SEC and all that's high-end college football and long-standing knowledge. So let me ask you this, because I'm thinking about it for the game call or the pregame Sunday on KFAN. So Dylan Gabriel has thrown the most touchdown passes of any quarterback in the history of FBS.
I didn't know that.
Okay, it's like 155 or some massive number. Does that deserve an asterisk because of 6 years?
Well,
he played 6 years.
Yeah, it definitely deserves an asterisk. But he played at UCF, then Oklahoma, then Oregon. He bounced everywhere.
Yeah.
He's very interesting in that he's like tiny, small guy.
5'11".
But he's athletic. He has a lot of velocity in his arm. But a lot of people say like quick decision maker, doesn't turn the ball over a lot. But again, it's just a tough. It is. Yeah, that obviously deserves an asterisk.
You know what is so? What I like to do when there's like somebody new playing in a big spot, Dylan Gabriel, I will go back to their last year in college and like, okay, cool, you got all these touchdowns. He has 60 passing touchdowns the last 2 years, and at Oregon, so he's going against decent teams. All right, well, what do you do in the big games?
Yeah.
So I looked and went through the game log and just kind of what he did in 2 games last year against Ohio State. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, I believe. They beat them one time. The last one in the college football playoffs, they got beat, and they got beat pretty good. I don't think he had a lot to do with it because his stat line seems to be pretty good. So in those big moments, he stepped up. Kevin Stefanski is probably the best friend that I've had in my 24 years calling Vikings games. I started in 2002. He came here from Philly in 2006. Quality control, right-hand man to Brad Childress. His father, Ed, was the general manager of the New Jersey Nets at that time.
That's crazy.
I love the NBA, so I just really hit it off with the Stefanski family. We still stay in touch. So, I love Kevin. Man, he's got some problems there, not only with that offense right now, injuries and just lack of productivity. But, you really don't want, and my daughter Nicole just graduated from the University of Colorado. The Buffalo's offensive coordinator is Pat Shurmur, who used to coordinate here, and I know Pat really well. So I get back there quite a bit, and I'll chat with Pat and stuff, and, about Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders and your guy Jimmy Orr Jr. So, like Pat's never going to tell me, and he's not going to rip Shedeur Sanders while he's playing there. I never heard anything bad about Shedeur, but, having a daughter that was on campus with all these guys, Shedeur's big man on campus, man.
Yeah.
He just is. He's on the quiet side from what I understand. But all this stuff after what Rex Ryan said, and then that interview in the locker room where he acted like a mime or whatever. I mean, I just know Kevin, and I asked Kevin to come on the 9 to noon show this week. I texted him, and he was like, love you. Worst week? No. I'm like, cool, see you at the Combine. Right. Sorry I asked. I didn't know about all these injuries that were just hitting you right now. So his mind's spinning, Kevin's. But, I mean, it's, okay, Joe Flacco is a bastion of class. So, therefore, when you ask him to go back, that's probably not easy.
No.
Elevate Dylan. Now your third quarterback has become the story of the team because of this locker room thing. And that's the last distraction any coach wants.
Yeah, it is nuts. You know who's probably starting at left tackle for them, right?
Conklin?
Probably Cam Robinson.
We'll see. Jack Conklin went limited in practice Wednesday.
Okay.
But this is a left-handed quarterback, so therefore your blind side's the right tackle.
So Conklin could be at right.
Yeah.
What happens to Cornelius Lucas? It's one of the best names.
Did you think you would that question ever would be outside of London? What do you think happens to Cornelius Lucas?
It's very sad.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how he and Bitonio handled the twist. But
yeah, what about Ethan Pocic?
LSU. Their right guard, and we get in the weeds hard here.
Bitonio, you're about to go
on. We both care about it a lot. Their right guard, Wyatt Teller, is one of the best guards in the National Football League. Wait till you see him. He's the bomb.
I'll be curious.
And Judkins is good.
But I mean, you're asking a lot. I mean, now look, the Vikings' run defense is gonna. It's time for them to have a game.
Yeah.
It's also tough without Van Ginkel, tough without Blake Cashman.
Van Ginkel is so good against the run.
The thing about Van Ginkel is he makes plays that you just don't really see, and it's like what ends up being a 6-yard gain would have been a 3-yard gain if he's on the field.
But see, when there's no Van Ginkel, and this is with all due respect to Dallas Turner, who also does need to play better, and that's because the expectations are high. Okay, 11 pressures, a sack. I get the whole thing. All right, but there's more attention paid to Grenard, and Grenard's. It's quickly becoming one of my all-time favorite Vikings in my play-calling career.
Spectacular.
Unbelievably cool guy, down-to-earth, authentic, amazing at what he does. But he gets more attention with no Gink, who I can't see him playing in this game. Since you like minutia, has he been ruled out?
He hasn't practiced.
Right.
It's not happening.
So since you like minutia, Vikings defense, they've given up 7 plays this year of 20 yards or more. That's tied for first in the NFL for fewest with Green Bay. How about this? I got done digging this up before you
out there. Where'd you dig it up?
In some World War II bunker that I almost broke my ankle in. When it's 3rd and 6 or longer,
yeah, they're good.
Okay, teams have gotten first downs 2 times out of 26 times. The Steelers were 1 of 5. Before that, the only 3rd and 6 or longer first down they gave up was that Chase Brown 3rd and 12 where nobody could tackle him.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of a weird
They ran on 3rd and 12. You're like, what? And then they got it.
And they kept dragging people.
Yeah.
So the defense is coming together with some immortality type stuff like they have the last few years. And they go against an offense that it's just downtrodden. Gabriel's going to give them... He's going to give him an injection of youth and vigor and excitement. Maybe that'll pump some other guys up on the offense around them. But like Jerry Jeudy hasn't been as good as he was supposed to be. Their second running back, Sampson, can catch. He has a receiving touchdown.
Tennessee.
Yep, and it came from Dylan Gabriel. So they do have some facets that are okay.
Tight ends and Njoku, this Harold Fannin.
That's who it is, 44.
44.
Who is this Fannin?
Rookie.
He's not bad.
He's interesting.
I never heard of him.
Like he was like an analytical, big time draft guy.
Bro, I hadn't heard of him until we came into this week, and I'm like, who's this 44? They're lining up in the backfield. H-back, fullback, and tight end. I mean, 44 Fannin. Don't leave home without him.
The other thing, and we'll go get some scones in a second, but the other thing, the Steelers did a ton of unbalance where they had an extra offensive lineman next to this Darnell Washington, who's like an offensive lineman.
Good point.
And they had, and the Browns, I do give them credit, formationally, Stefanski, they get creative, and they will do some unbalanced stuff too. So, like the run defense, again, it's a critical aspect of this game. And I also, like, the score is huge. Whoever can generate an early lead and make the other team drop back pass, it's going to be huge.
Well, it lastly here on what you just said, this is a cool battle between the Kevins. O'Connell and Stefanski have a high level of respect for each other. I had a chance at the joint practices last summer to sit down with them and interview them at the same time. As my KFAN career highlight for me, long interview. Those guys talking about offense was super sweet. But it's cool that O'Connell in 2015 began with the Cleveland Browns as a quarterbacks coach. His current guy on his current staff, Mike Pettin, was the head coach and gave Kevin his first opportunity to coach. And Stefanski was here for 14 years.
That's crazy.
Offensive coordinator 2018 and 2019. And between those two, you have three National Football League coaches of the year. O'Connell last year, Stefanski the year before that, Stefanski after 2020. So the mental gyrations and wherewithal in this game, it's going to be a nice little chess match.
Yeah, be fun. All right, we'll be at Tottenham. Thanks for doing this in the greenhouse. I'm going to go get a
marketing director. Bye.
And that'll do it for episode 118 of the Alec Lewis Show. Appreciate you guys being here and watching. If you're new, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It helps us out. You can rate, review on Apple or Spotify, all that stuff. We appreciate as well. Do 2 shows a week here. Have a lot of fun doing them, even on a journey abroad like this one. Show presented by First Resource Bank, presented by Unreal, sponsored by Unreal, and please support those local companies run by really good people with a lot of high quality in terms of what they're doing. So thank you guys for being here. Stay locked into the coverage. I've got a Instagram account at Alec Lewis Show where I'm documenting all aspects of the travels, and then you can follow the latest on Vikings content over at The Athletic and on social media on Twitter at Alec_Lewis. Talk to you guys very, very soon.